Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, with that said, I'm looking at the put to call ratio right now. Gotta refresh it, make sure I'm getting the latest data. We're at 0.51. Everybody's in calls, so we're on the heavy on the call side at 0.51, which is it's pretty low. The last time we were this low was the 16th of July, which was rate 16th of July. Right here at the top, right up here, which is kind of irony. So yeah, keep an eye on that. As far as the put to call ratio, now the economic calendar for the week, we got a few things happening. Monday, I'm just going to go day by day. Monday, we got Waller speaking at 9:15. Tuesday, some Fed speakers in the afternoon, no morning news. Wednesday, we get FOMC minutes, no Powell, so who knows what will happen with that. Thursday, we get unemployment claims and flash manufacturer PMI and services PMI at 9:45. And we have Jackson Hole all day, but nothing will really happen on Thursday for Jackson Hole. It will be Friday, because Friday is the day that Powell is speaking, and Jackson Hole will have more of a impact. So Powell's speaking at 10 a.m. on Friday. So Friday is going to be the busy day. So Friday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, my son's talking in the background, so you might hear a mumble here and there. So looking at SPY, we got, this is where we pointed out 716. We get a massive hidden divergence. Price is lower than the high, and MACD is much higher, so that's a hidden bearish divergence. Usually those are the strongest, so we'll have to see if SPY actually does manage to dump here. I haven't seen anything from Iran. Been watching for it all weekend long, been looking at for it, and nothing's happened. I don't know if anything's even going to happen anymore. I think it's pretty much already forgotten, but who knows. So as far as news headlines, don't really see anything that's really going to do too much. So with the hidden bearish divergence going on the daily, RSI on the hourly about 80, I think that we're going to pull back and fill the gap down to 544. Maybe even come down here, fill this tiny gap right here at 535. It's a very tiny gap, might be even a couple pennies, and maybe down to 530. But we also could just have a fake. We could actually, gap up tonight, and Monday, pop in the morning and then fade. I don't know. We'll have to see how futures open up, but we'll just take it day by day and see how the pre-market looks, and we'll just make the call in the room pre-market and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm thinking that we're gonna drop. RSI needs to cool down. A bearish hidden divergence on the daily is pretty significant when it comes to the histogram. So definitely be keeping an eye on a drop to fill that gap. But also keep an eye on it going to 560, even possibly back to all-time high again. Never count SPY out. SPY can chop. Literally can go sideways and cool off the RSI, then break out more. We've seen it do it plenty of times. It does it like right here. RSI was high right here, cooled off a little bit, then it just popped more. There was one other area where RSI was pretty high. Right here it was high, and it just went sideways for a little bit. Had a couple sideways days, very small consolidation days, and it just popped more. So RSI on the daily is obviously not as high as it is here, but what I'm trying to show you is that even though RSI is heavily overbought on the hourly, it can chop and go sideways and give it more room to run. So don't underestimate SPY's ridiculousness, as I like to say, because SPY can keep going crazy, and SPY is crazy. SPY is like a bipolar person that just is unpredictable, and just when you think it can't get any crazier, it can get crazier. So don't underestimate SPY and its craziness. So, but with a hidden bearish divergence going on, I'm definitely leaning more towards a drop, but we'll take it day by day. Like I said, the VIX had massive pop, and it had a massive fade. I mean, this is just crazy. This weekly candle is just crazy to me. Back down to 1480. We could come back down to 12 on this on VIX, because this is basically the floor is right around 12. I mean, it got to 1062, but it quickly got shot up after that. But 12 was like the floor for now, and so maybe they push VIX down. They could, like I said, they could make SPY go sideways, and SPY could literally go sideways in a dollar or two range, and that's enough to crush VIX down to 12. So I think VIX probably will end up going back to 12. A couple things to look at. Apple is back up here on the weekly trend line, almost. It's close. I mean, it's got a triple top right here. Well, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you want to call it that. And we have a trend line right here. So I don't think Apple's going to get much more than 230, maybe, on that. So definitely keep an eye on Apple to either reverse here, and if it doesn't, to reverse at the 230 area on Apple. Definitely keep an eye on that. Amazon is another one keeping an eye on. You get a little bit of a gap fill right up here. If it gets over Friday's high of 178, I could push to 180, 185 and fill that gap on Amazon. And, you know, if the market does dump, watch it on the 175 for the fill gap down to 170. So Amazon's got some gaps to fill up and down. Definitely keep an eye on that. Meta is stronger than a lot of the tech stocks, and it's triple topping right here. One at the, let's see, right at the 535, went to 542, got rejected. We got up to 535, 540, rejected a little bit. So we'll have to see if it actually does reject. And if it gets below 524, I'd watch it. I need 524 for push to 520, 510, 500, 490. Basically every $10 on Meta on that one. And the last one keeping an eye on is Tesla. Tesla, you know, it had a nice bounce up the RCT trend line on the weekly. It's rejecting the one on the daily right here, but you know, the MACD is getting ready to cross over on the daily, and usually that's a pretty significant crossover. So I'd watch it over 220, maybe even over 218 for push to 220, 225, 230, 240, 250 for a gap fill. Tesla just likes to run, and this could end up having a strong push to 250 and fill some gaps. So definitely keep an eye on Tesla. That's pretty much it for the watch list. I mean, really not too crazy about anything right now. It's all going to depend on what happens this week, and hopefully we have more volatility than last week. Last week sucked, so I didn't have many trades because it was just the gap and grind, and I'm not a fan of that stuff. So hopefully we'll have some volatility, and that's going to do it. So thanks for watching.